Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, and also Happy New Year. For my first video of 2023, I am going to be setting up my 2023 reading journal, which I'm very excited to get started, so let's get straight into it. So we first start off with the title page. It's very simple. I'm kind of minimalist when it comes to styling. I want to do more, but honestly I don't have the chops yet, so bear with me. But I decided to just do a very simple bookshelf with some really cute twinkly fairy lights, which I love the aesthetic of cute twinkly fairy lights. I had them almost every year in my dorm at college. Actually no, I think I had them for all 4 years that I stayed in a dorm in college. I had some type of fairy twinkly light. I think they're very pretty, and I think on top of a bookshelf, like that aesthetic against a wood is just gorgeous. So for this one, as you guys can see by all the shaking, I'm not using a normal pen or pencil or marker. I'm actually using the acrylograph, I think that's how you say it, paint pens by Archer and Olive, and more specifically I'm using the infamous bullet journaler Amanda Rach Lee. I'm using her collection, which is so beautiful. It has so many pastel colors of like blues and greens. You see that I use the blues and greens a lot throughout the books, but yeah, it requires a lot of shaking. And you can also see that I'm using a paper towel to wipe them off, because they say you need to wipe them off in between usages. But yeah, I just decided to do a very basic bookshelf with a few books on it, and then some twinkly lights that say 2023, and just a very simple and basic font that is nothing really specific that I just made up. Also, you guys, I want to apologize for not posting as much as I would like. I tried to do a schedule of every 10 days, and then I kind of didn't follow that and separated the 2 videos by 7 days, but I'm gonna try to do every 10 days. I kind of was feeling a bit fatigued with my bullet journaling spreads, and I think also a little bit of the comparison came in, I'm not gonna lie, where I was just kind of really hoping that my videos got the views that they got, more views than basically what I thought they deserved. I know that sounds so crappy, oh my god, excuse me, that sounds very like obnoxious, but you know, you always think like when you try really hard and it doesn't get the reach that you want, you're like, oh my god, what's wrong with me? But I snuck back into it and I got back into my groove, and here I am with the reading journal, which I am very excited to do. I never really heard of people specifically making bullet journals just for the books they read, but considering I've read so many books and listened to so many books in 2022, and I basically want to double that for 2023, I definitely think just keeping a little archive or a little journal about all the books I've read and things I've liked, disliked, my recommendations, or just a list of books that people have recommended me is definitely something that I really want to do. So for the second pages in the reading journal, I did a 2022 recap and a 2023 goals page. So my goal for 2022, because I literally was just getting into reading, y'all, so do not make fun of me for the number, my goal was just to read 12 books, aka 1 book per month. And I think I said either read or listen, because I also have a account with Audibles to have audiobooks, so I wanted to count those as well. So I think in total, if I remember correctly, my goal was 12 and I read 14, which I was really proud of. I definitely think I probably read a few more that I'm forgetting, but yeah, I exceeded my goals, which is crazy because that was my New Year's resolution for 2022, and I've never completed a New Year's resolution, so shout out to me. I am super duper proud of myself. But yeah, for the 2022 recap, I wrote the title of the book, the rating I gave it, which was out of 10, and I think I did the genre. Yeah, I did the genre. So basically like mystery, self-help, romance. I noticed that in 2022 I read a lot of self-help books, which I mean is fine, but I don't know. I don't really think they kind of helped. I feel like there was a lot of things I already knew in those books that I just never really applied. But I'm happy that I read them. It kind of reminded me that the power to be successful or get what I want or strive for things like goals or accomplishments, stuff like that, is all within me. And I definitely needed that reminder because I'm not sure about y'all, but 2022, it didn't kick my butt. I'm not even going to give it that power. It did not kick my butt, but it did a really good job. Like, I left with a big old bruise. A big old bruise. But I'm still here, and you guys are still here, so pat yourselves on the back. I definitely did that to me, and I learned so much, and that's mainly the main intent, right? For my 2023 goals, I brought back the bookshelf from the title page, except this time I tried to do the exact amount of books I want to read, but I think I actually did a little bit more. But for my goals for this year, I basically wanted to double it. So I wanted to read 24 books this year, aka 2 books per month, although I'm not gonna even try to meld it down to 2 books per month because I have months where I can read like 3 or 4, and I'll have months where I read like 1. So the goal is just to read 24 books. I already actually finished 1 book, which was surprisingly really, really good, so definitely need to check that off the list. But yeah, so I carried over the same bookshelf and twinkly fairy lights. As you can see, I'm using the pastel-y greens from Amanda Rachel Lee's acrylograph set. They were so beautiful, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, the paint pens were nice. Would I use them again? I guess, but I feel like their usage is very short-lived. Like, if you do like a full spread, like something even like double the times I did, I feel like the pens would be all used up. Like, the brown was definitely getting dried out when I was like doing the bookshelves, and same for the greens and the blues. I mean, yes, I did use them a lot, but I don't know, I just feel like they're so small, like you don't really have enough, they don't have enough longevity. However, it is very, very cute, and it does give the painted look if you like painted images and all that in your bullet journals. I don't leave just the acrylograph painted pens. You'll see in the flip through that I outlined them with black, just like how I pre-traced them with black, because I just felt like it looked a little bit neater, because, you know, this is my first time using it, so definitely had some sloppy mistakes, which is fine, you guys. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about what you like. But yeah, definitely had to like fix up some little mistakes. If you ever want to layer anything on top of it, please make sure you let the paint dry, which is something I did not do. Now we're moving on to the main, year calendar. It wouldn't be any type of bullet journal or journal if you did not have all 12 months laid out on one sheet, giving yourself carpal tunnel, trying to draw these little numbers. Like, y'all, my hand was shaking after these. But I decided to keep them very, very simple, and of course use the acrylograph pens again. I guess you guys can already tell which colors I used. I used the pastel blue and then the pastel greens. I just basically traced the calendars. Like, I tried to do like a little pattern, but I kind of probably like messed it up a little bit. But yeah, I just used the acrylograph pens and like traced over them, and then I wrote the abbreviations for the months in just like my basic micron black pen, like black gel pen. We kept it very, very simple. As I just said earlier, my hand was shaking and we were truly, truly struggling to keep going. Like, I was just like kind of ready to get it over with. But I do like the way it turned out. Very simple and cute. I also added a top 12 list. So the top 12 list is basically, out of all the books I read every month, I'm going to pick my favorite and rank them. So it's a side little bar. I've created a little bookshelf. You guys will see it a bit later in the video, but it's basically, I'm just gonna color in the book and write the book of like my favorite book of each month. So I'm very, very excited. I wish I would have did this or like thought about this for all the books I read 2022, because I read some really, really good ones. I was definitely a part of the Colleen Hoover craze and the book talk phase. So I definitely got a lot of my books that I read in 2022 from TikTok. But honestly, you guys, a tip is trust TikTok when it comes to recommendations for stuff like that, because all the books that were recommended to me were so good, and I definitely got a few more recommendations for 2022. But yeah, so would I say any of the TikTok books were my top favorites? I'll admit that. I'll say yeah, definitely for sure. There were some surprising ones that I was just like jaw dropped, like ain't no way this should be this good, but it was. So yeah, that's what I did, and hopefully I get some really good books this year. All right, you guys, we are coming up on the last spread of our 2023 reading journal setup, and I am so sorry that it is not as spectacular as you guys wanted. As like y'all, my hand was really shaking after that calendar. Like, I hate writing tiny little numbers on those calendars. I hate those monthly spreads like that, but they're so cute to look at, and I really think it just puts everything in perspective when you fill them in. But yeah, y'all, like my I'm sorry I'm stuttering, but yeah, my hand was not feeling it. But yes, I created a short annotations page. I don't really annotate books, but I want to start because a lot of the books that I ordered and picked out for 2023 seem to have some plot, you know what I mean? Some drama. And sometimes I can get kind of lost in it and I forget things I read. So I just did 3 annotations for like characters and like character development, important stuff, and then like relatable things. But yeah, that's what I did for my simple annotations page. Really kept it simple, y'all. We was very much ready to end it. And then also on this little blank page, I decided to add a quote from my favorite book of 2022 that I read, which was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Y'all, I was not expecting that book to be that good. It was a TikTok recommendation, and specifically a TikTok made by one of my favorite YouTubers, Nazanin Kavari. I love her so much, and she posted that she was reading it, and I was like, you know what, let me read it. And it was so good. The plot was there, the drama was there, the surprises, the plot twists, like it was giving very much what you wanted a book to give. I think I read it within like 2 days, I believe. Like, it was one of those books I could not put down. I read it while on my drive to, like, while heading to work, in my car. It was ridiculous. But yes, the quote says, "Never let anyone make you feel ordinary," and it's by the queen herself, Evelyn Hugo. So here is the final flip through of my 2023 reading journal setup. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely up my ante when it comes to detail work and just making sure the themes are more put together, but I really do think I did a pretty good job with what I can do or my abilities. Let me know what you guys think, and like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and Happy New Year, you guys!